A friend to all is a friend to none. A great city is not to be confounded with a populous one. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. All men by nature desire to know. All men seek happiness, but few know how to find it. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Democracy is when the indigent, and not the men of property, are the rulers. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Friendship is essentially a partnership. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Happiness is a state of activity. Happiness is a quality of the soul, not a function of one's material circumstances. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Hope is a waking dream. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. It is not what happens to us that makes us unhappy. It is what we feel about what happens to us. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting the bodies. Man is a political animal. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Man is by nature a social animal. Men are swayed more by fear than by reverence. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Nature does nothing uselessly. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. The educated differ from the uneducated, as much as the living from the dead. The end of labor is to gain leisure. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. The greatest thing by far is to have a command of metaphor. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. The law is reason free from passion. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. The most difficult thing is to know oneself. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The secret to humor is surprise. The soul never thinks without a mental picture. The wise man does not expose himself needlessly to danger, since there are few things for which he cares sufficiently. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. The wise man does not indulge in unreasonable fears, but neither does he trust to chance. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. There is no great genius without a mixture of madness. There is no great genius without some touch of madness. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. To run away from trouble is a form of cowardice, and, while it is true that the suicide braves death, he does it not for some noble object, but to escape some ill. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. We are easily deceived by our own wisdom. We make war that we may live in peace. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling into bodies. What lies in our power to do, lies in our power not to do. What is well-bred insolence? Wicked men obey from fear, good men from love. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods.